This is Eliana and her family. Her husband Oren worked for a power plant located outside of Damascus, Syria. Their 3 children attend school from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. While their children are at school, Eliana works cleaning houses, making little money. They had a quiet and enjoyable life, including visiting friends and family on the weekends. Recently, life has changed drastically. Due to the war in Syria, their home was destroyed by an explosion. The power plant closed due to the American company pulling out their business from Syria. Eliana does not make enough money to sustain their family, and they are now homeless. Now, Eliana and her family live in a tent along with thousands of others who have lost their jobs, homes, loved ones, and limbs. Eliana speaks with her husband about seeking asylum in America. Because her husband worked for an American company, she believed it would be easier for them to make this change. Little did she know how difficult it was. Eliana and her family represent a majority of individuals seeking asylum. Most refugees have occupations not just associated with self-care like showering, dressing, and eating, but have instrumental activities, health management, education, and work they are responsible for as well. When someone becomes a refugee, it affects all aspects of their occupation, creating situations where one lacks the access to work, educate self, and manage their health correctly. Dealing with becoming a refugee is challenging and can also be difficult for the community. Within her community, Eliana and her family are assisting in motor aspects by helping rebuild tents, training her children to navigate a new environment safely, and deciding with her fellow refugees who will eat for the day. The establishment of new routines, roles, and rituals is vital to Eliana's family's survival and others like them. Through all the changes this group has had to endure and adapt both mentally and physically, limitations occur around their environment. For Syrian refugees located at this camp, what cannot be ignored is the hot climate, lack of resources, poor air quality, no transportation system, unemployment, and little to no government aid. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, refugees are considered an underserved population because of the limited access to healthcare services. Underserved populations include individuals facing economic, cultural, and communications barriers. They also lack familiarity with the healthcare system delivery, affecting access to healthcare services. Adapting to their new way of life with a lack of suitable shelter, social interaction, adequate education, and isolation from family back home has impacted their health and well-being. Although challenging, they must learn to overcome these hardships and incorporate cultural roles and identity within their new environment and context. They must acquire the skills to manage finances within new currency and fundamental communication skills to achieve employment. Occupational therapists can aid Eliana's family as well as many others through these adversities. Refugees such as Eliana's family may experience occupational deprivation. OT practice plays a major role in providing these individuals with meaningful and purposeful activities. When deprived of basic occupations as listed prior, it can lead to a maladaptive lifestyle. OT practitioners can assess and evaluate occupations, providing a sense of identity, competence, and purpose for each individual. OT can help to provide a social connectedness with the environment. It can also provide education and implementation of proper food, shopping, preparation, cooking, and handling, as well as time management strategies to apply to work-based and school-based occupations. The aid is also given in ADLs such as hygiene, IADLs such as community mobility. Each individual and family will have an individualized OT practice approach to assist them in achieving a meaningful and healthy quality of life. As occupational therapists, our role will be to advocate for refugees like Eliana and her family. Occupational therapists can seek and engage in conversations with government agencies to develop a system and create networks to provide easily accessible services. They can raise awareness about the deprivation of services to the targeted population, aiding in their access to these services. Due to the increased knowledge circulating through social media, the news, and research, we as OT practitioners have the knowledge in knowing how specific groups are being deprived, where they are located, and how we can best serve them so families like Eliana's can adapt, enjoy, and live their best life the way a human deserves.